Emirates is one of Dubai's most synonymous brands, so it's no surprise they're heavily involved at the Rugby Sevens, with a partnership that goes back more than 30 years.
The Dubai Rugby Sevens is an event that's now in its 50th year. Started by a small group of expatriates down at the end of the creek, Dubai Creek, at a club called the Dubai Exiles. And in those days, they would have had the goalpost, but they wouldn't have had any grass. That was played on sand, so it was a pretty tough sport. So rugby lovers got together, started the Dubai Sevens 50 years ago. And now today, I mean, there's probably a few teams playing back then. Today we have, nearly 260 teams playing, 40,000 people a day. It's a great spectacle.
And you've been involved in since the very beginning of this Emirates Dubai Rugby Sevens relationship. Why is that such a perfect match?
Well, when I joined Emirates in early '89, and Emirates had been involved with the Rugby Sevens since '87. And in those days, it was what I would call a hobby. It was a sort of it would take me away from my core job, and it was quite enjoyable. It was a small, homegrown event, which has developed into a bit of a monster, to be honest. But, you know, as it's grown, you kind of bring in the team and you professionalize it.
How do you measure your success and your return on this investment?
Well, I think the global brand and the global awareness through the television is very important to us. But again, it's about doing something that's in keeping with Dubai Inc. Standards, quality, innovation, all of those things that we do, and doing it well. And that's why the whole of Dubai gets behind it. And this is commercially a very successful event. Because of that, we're able to fund the UAE Rugby Federation. And they use that to develop rugby in the region. You know, you do need money to make these things happen. This is an event that does actually produce a surplus, and we reinvest that with the UAE Rugby Federation into the development of rugby.
And what metrics are you looking at when you're thinking about the success of these events? Ticket sales, brand position?
I think it's all of the above, isn't it? I mean, the brand and TV coverage, we get the TV coverage because World Rugby are very good about that now. It's very professional, and you get all that feedback. Every year people say, well, how's it been for you? I say, look, as long as everyone's saying they've had a great time, then I know we're doing something right.
Do you think there's going to come a day when Emirates looks beyond rugby and tries to do the same with another sport, another event here in Dubai?
Well, I think at the end of the day, to make these things work, there's a commercial side to it, isn't there? I mean, you talked about how do you measure success and how do you measure the investment, and we're going to be driven by that. We are not, we can't afford to be any different from any other business. I think if there are the right opportunities and we see that there's a good investment that could be made that will get a return, then we will do it. But it is tough. We get loads and loads of approaches to do events in Dubai, but the costs involved are obviously considerable, and if it doesn't work, we're not going to do it. We just, today in business you can't afford to. You have to make sure you're going to get the return.